New at 11, the whistleblower who leaked top secret information about National Security Agency programs has come forward, and he has ties to Elizabeth City, North Carolina. 29-year-old Edward Snowden worked for the CIA. He told media outlets the NSA was using, in his words, surveillance on innocent Americans. Snowden outed himself in taped interviews with the Guardian newspaper today. He lived in Elizabeth City until he was 9 years old. His family moved to Maryland in 1992, and Snowden then dropped out of high school and enlisted in the Army in 2003. He's currently in Hong Kong, hoping that Iceland will grant his request for asylum. Snowden says he released the top secret information because he felt Americans needed to know someone was looking at their private information.
The public needs to decide whether these programs and policies are right or wrong. And I'm willing to go on the record to defend the authenticity of them and say, I didn't change these. I didn't modify the story. This is the truth. This is what's happening.
As we just mentioned, Snowden spent his childhood in Elizabeth City, and 10 on your side, Lauren Compton spoke to residents on the street he grew up on. Lauren.
And I went to the street where Snowden grew up. His family moved to Maryland in the 90s, so current residents did not know the Snowdens, but they had a lot to say about what Edward Snowden did. Snowden left his job to leak information about the government's secret surveillance activities. Because of this, as you mentioned, Snowden is reported as saying in one interview he'll never be able to come back to the United States again. Several residents in Elizabeth City applaud Snowden for speaking up for what he felt was right. They also feel Americans have the right to know who is watching them, and some even call Snowden a hero for leaking this information.
I think he's a great guy, and we should probably give him an award. He's a responsible citizen should let people know when they're being wronged.
If he's telling the truth about what he knows, he should ought to, but he should ought to still be able to live here in his country and not have to flee to wherever he took off to.
This has a lot of people discussing just how comfortable they are with the government having so much access into their personal lives. Residents in Elizabeth City had mixed feelings about that. Some say, in the name of protecting Americans from terrorists, it's worth it. Others say it's just too much. In the newsroom, Lauren Compton, 10 on your side.